fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your main man Thaddeus coming to you live from my home studio here in Bear, Delaware, and we have some very, very exciting things for you today. I want to introduce you to you a very, very good friend of mine. We've been working together for a long time. Mr. Brandon Frye, National Director of Marketing. He's a success coach, a digital marketer, a connection builder, and world traveler. By developing high-end tools, systems, and trainings, Brandon has made a name for himself in the network marketing arena. He has helped hundreds of thousands of network marketers all over the world break free from the monotony of their 9-to-5 jobs and tap into their true potential as an entrepreneur. Brandon has been a top recruiter in multiple online businesses, and in his very first year in the industry, he netted a substantial six-figure income. He has also traveled to more than 30 countries in just the last couple of years, illustrating the freedom that comes from building an online business. By becoming our Director of Marketing for National Wealth Center, Brandon has extended his talents to our family here at NWC. He is on a mission to see that all National Wealth Center members reach their potential and financial goals in the shortest window of time possible. So with no further ado, please give a warm Residual Boss welcome to my friend and Director of Marketing for National Wealth Center, Mr. Brandon Frye. Hi, Brandon.
Hey, Thaddeus. Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it.
Oh, man, it's an honor to have you, brother. It's all yours.
Yeah. We and Thaddeus have been working together for a while now. I've known Thaddeus for a few years, and he's a guy I greatly admire, so it's an honor to be on here today with you guys, and I hope you guys are doing well today. So today what I want to talk about is, and I think we titled this webinar 6 Figures in 6 Months, which is part of my story, right? Obviously there's the part that comes before that. What got me into this, right? So it's one thing, and I love, hearing and listening to other people's stories, their success stories, where they came from. Unfortunately, a lot of times they miss out on how did they get there? Like what was the drive up to them getting into network marketing, right? Because a lot of success stories, if you follow some of the most successful people in any niche, it doesn't have to be network marketing. A lot of the times, the common denominator is that they struggled early in life, right? So my story is no different. I want to give you guys a full spectrum view of my life and really how I got to where I am today. Because yes, I'm making incredible money these days. I've gotten the great opportunity to help a lot of people. I've developed some systems. I'm working for the corporate team, a National Wealth Center now. Really cool things, right? But how did I get here? So I'm going to start off, first of all, talking again about my upbringing, how I really, truly got to where I am today. So my upbringing was not unlike most people that live in the U.S. My parents both worked full-time jobs, raising me and my brother. My brother's 3 years older than me. And so from an early age, I was taught that work pays off, that my parents set the example for me that if you work long hours, you can put food on the table. Okay, so that was taught from an early age. I think we're all taught that from an early age. So I don't really see that as any different. What really is different about my life and something I can look back on today and really see a significant difference in me and some of my peers and people that I knew growing up. Once I got into school, I realized that school was not created. Well, I didn't realize this then, but I realize this now, that school was not created for someone like me. And what I mean by someone like me is an entrepreneur. School is not designed to help us blossom as potential business owners and entrepreneurs. Looking back today, I think it's insane that in high school, and I was in high school in 98, 99. So I think it's insane to think that they were not teaching web design at that time. How is that not a mandatory thing? The leading technology coming up, we were not taught about the internet or how to create websites. This is before social media, by the way, or before big social media. So it's just insane to think, school was not set up for me. They failed me as an entrepreneur. And I'm not saying that school is not right for anybody. Obviously, it does something right because it teaches people how to go out and get a job and work the rest of their lives for somebody else. And it works great in that aspect. But for me, I knew there was something different about me, because I was never plugged in. I was never tuned into what the teachers were teaching. It just did not relate to me. I was not interested whatsoever. So at the ripe age, and we really could have named this webinar Going Against the Grain, because my whole life I spent going against the grain and doing things that were outside of the box and thinking differently than everybody else, okay? But at the age of 16, I decided, hey, I'm done with this school thing. I'm gonna go out and work, all right? So I gave up on school, dropped out at 16, okay? I immediately, and guys, I wasn't one of these students who just wasn't smart, didn't get it, or I got bad grades. I actually got good grades. I just wasn't interested, okay? So I dropped out at 16, got into the workforce. It made a lot more sense to me to go out there and start hustling, making some money, than it was to continue doing something that I was not happy about or passionate about. And they weren't teaching me the things I wanted to know. So I got into the workforce, worked, a lot of different minimum wage jobs, okay? It wasn't the glorious years of my life, but I was out there making some money. I was living on my own. I was, a young guy, and I had everything I needed at that time. I was struggling though. I was struggling to make ends meet. You can't make ends meet on the minimum wage in the United States. You just can't. I don't know anybody who's doing it. If they are, they're lying to you, or they're working 3 or 4 different jobs full time. You just can't make a real living off of a minimum wage, salary or whatever. So I struggled for about 10 years, and finally got to a point where I thought, man, I've had enough of this. Let me give school another shot. Let me give it another chance and see what college can offer me. Maybe I can get into something I like. Maybe I can choose what I want to learn about. I'll become passionate about it. Then I can make some money from it, and everything will just work out perfectly. So that's what I did. I went back to college as an adult at the age of, I think it was 28 or 29, and I decided to get into web design. Web design really interested me, and I thought, this is the future. This is at a point where all of the websites were starting to go from these desktop websites to mobile responsive websites. So it was like the perfect timing. In my mind, in my entrepreneur's mind, I thought, this is the perfect time for me to learn these skills, because I can go out and flood the market offering a service to convert all these websites into mobile responsive sites. It was like perfect timing. So that gave me the opportunity to learn something I wanted to learn. And I was just determined. I said, I'm going to finish this. I'm going to get my degree, and I'm going to pursue this web design career. Until one day, I was in class. We were talking numbers with one of my professors, who was my main web design professor. And somebody asked him, they said, I'm looking at applying for a position as a entry-level web designer. And they were running by the offering, or they were running by our professor the numbers that they were requesting as salary. He laughed, and the number was not big. Okay, the number was somewhere around 40 grand a year. And my web designer professor laughed at it and said, you're going to be lucky if you get 30, 35,000 a year entry level. That turned me off. I thought, why am I doing all of this? Why am I paying all this money to go to college and forfeiting all this time of my life to put towards this to make that little bit of money? So as luck would have it, I happened to come across an ad online for a company called National Wealth Center. Honestly, to this day, I don't remember the person who posted the ad. It was some Instagram thing. To me, it looked like spam. In fact, it was spam. They were spamming my Instagram channel, which had nothing to do with business or anything like that. And they had spammed me. And by the way, I should back up a second. By this point, I had already created my own little web design business, where I was out. As soon as I learned enough skills to start creating websites and developing websites and redoing websites, I launched my own business. Okay, the entrepreneur bug had already hit me, and I knew that I could take these skills and take it out to the market and make some money. So I should point that out. At this point, I'm already sort of working for myself and getting a taste of what it's like to be an entrepreneur. Anyways, with that said, I did run across this little spam ad comment on my Instagram channel about a company called National Wealth Center. And at the time, I thought, does anybody actually make any money with this? My first look into network marketing was probably a year earlier, and that was a guy who I used to work for the biggest coffee chain in the U.S. Everybody knows who that is. And I used to be a barista, and a guy approached me who used to hang out at the coffee shop, and he was selling, I think it was Legal Shield and something else. Anyway, and he had come to me and he said, look, Brandon, you need to check this out. You can make some serious money, get out of this whole coffee, deal where you're working for them. and you come with me, go to these hotel meetings and all this stuff. Well, I hung out with the guy for one day and I decided I'm not doing that. That's not my style. I'm not doing hotel meetings. I'm not bugging people at the coffee shop like he did me. I'm just not doing that, you know? So when I saw the ad online for National Wealth Center, or the comment, it kind of changed my thinking on it, okay? Because I thought, well, wow, we've got this whole worldwide internet. We could do it this way. You don't need to go out and bother people. You don't need to bother family and friends. You don't need to do all that, okay? I could do this all online. So the funniest thing, and I laugh about this today, is I remember clear as day where I was sitting and all that. And I asked my girlfriend, I actually had to call her, and I was kind of excited about it, but also very, very hesitant about getting started with this. So I asked my girlfriend, I said, do you think anybody makes any money with these online businesses? It's the funniest question today, because had she said, no, Brandon, you're crazy, who knows what path I would have gone down, right? But she said, I don't know. It's clear as, I don't know. Okay. She didn't say, no, you don't need to do that. Or she didn't say, yeah, absolutely, people are making killings with it. She just said, I don't know. And quite frankly, I didn't know if anybody was seriously making good money in this. But what I did know is that some people were out there making money. There was proof of it. There was evidence of it. I was seeing people on videos posting results. I was seeing people on social media posting results. So I knew that if somebody was out there making money in this, then I could too, okay? It wasn't a matter of if I can, it's a matter of will I, right? Will I get on board and will I do it? Luckily, I made the choice to get on board. Okay. And the company was National Wealth Center. All right. I ended up joining with somebody else. I didn't really like the style of marketing that guy was doing, spamming my Instagram channel. So keep that in mind, guys. Okay. Spamming doesn't pay off. But I did end up joining with a sponsor that I connected with and somebody I trusted and got to know. And so I got started, right? Now, one thing I want to point out here is that there's a lot of different network marketing opportunities online, right? I mean, there are probably tens of thousands of opportunities, no joke, right? So choosing the right one for you, there's a couple things you can look at, obviously, and I'm not going to go through all of them, but one thing I do want to point out is that one component that National Wealth Center had that was truly attractive to me was the residual income aspect of it, and which is perfect for this webinar here. But the best aspect of National Wealth Center is they had a residual component to their compensation plan. Right? Why is residual income so important? Well, in order to make big money, like serious money online, you need one of three components. You need either high volume, right? A lot of sales, or you need a high ticket product where you're selling it for $10, $20, $30, $50,000, or you need residual income. And luckily for us, or any of you guys who are in National Wealth Center, we have high ticket and we have residual. Okay. It's kind of a dual compensation plan here. And with the residual income, that gives you the freedom to acquire your customers once and get paid over and over and over again, which gives you the freedom of, time freedom, okay? Because you don't have to continually market your business. And you know what, guys, I don't want to say, there's a lot of companies out there. Some of you guys are going to be part of other companies that don't have residual income. Again, nothing wrong with that at all. You're just going to need high volume or high ticket sales. With the residual income, I can get a good amount of sales and I can actually put my marketing on pause if I want to. I can actually go travel the world if I want to, which I've done. So that's the beauty of it. Because I think at the end of the day, most of the entrepreneurs who get into the network marketing space are looking for time and financial freedom. Okay. Many of us don't get into it because we just think, I just want to get on the phone with people all day. And I want to, we're looking for something. We're looking for that freedom that comes along with it of working from home, getting on webinars like this with awesome people like that is, we want to get that freedom and the ability to live our day the way we want to live it, right? So residual income is kind of the key that will give you that. And it's the key for National Wealth Center that's really allowed me to do the things in life that I've been able to do. And one thing I'll point out, guys, when I started in National Wealth Center, I wanted to kind of create an income goal for myself. Now, these days, I don't really have income goals. And when people ask me these days, Brandon, and I actually had somebody ask this the other day, Brandon, what's your number you have to hit each year in order to be happy and, still stay committed to National Wealth Center? I don't have a number anymore. My very first year I set it at 6 figures. I wanted to hit $100,000 in my first year. Some people will say that's absolutely, that's a little bonkers. Some people will say, you can do better than that. But I ended up doing well over that. In fact, in my 6th month, I was already on track to hit that 6-figure year. Remember, this is residual income. So my monthly amount by the 6th month was a 6-figure amount, okay? By my first year, after I got done with my first year, I'd actually overshot that by quite a bit. And I think it was exactly $167,000. All right, brand new person, network marketing, and no experience in this whatsoever, was able to do that. And so I like to share that because it's not that I had marketing skills or sales experience, or I was born into network marketing. God, I wish I was born into network marketing. I wish, I'd have gotten into this 20 years ago, but I didn't know about it, right? And I wasn't ready for it yet. I wasn't mature enough. Luckily, I got in where I did. But I want to point out, guys, that it doesn't matter if you have experience in this. It doesn't matter if you've never done this before, or if you failed in this before. You just got to get started and start taking some action, right? The key to your long-term success in this is going to be action, right? We were talking with Peter the other night on a webinar. Peter Wolfing, who's the CEO of National Wealth Center. And that's what we got down to. We got down to the nitty-gritty of what it takes, and it's action. That's the bottom line, right? So guys, another thing I do want to point out, and again, with success stories, people who have become successful in life, doing big things and all this stuff, their life, if you look at their life in a nutshell, if you look at it just this, one view of where they're at right now, that one little time stamp, that one little snapshot or whatever, it doesn't paint the whole picture. So I want to express to you guys that no matter where you're at right now, I was one of those people who lived with a family member. I had a car my car was totaled at the time when I joined National Wealth Center. I didn't have the money to fix it, and I still drove it. And I was working, these temp jobs where it's basically a temp job. If you don't know what that is, it's where a company hires people, but they don't want to give them benefits. They don't want to give them full-time pay or any kind of commitment to them. I worked several of those jobs, basically full-time and overtime, and while I was doing my web design stuff, okay? And so I struggled for a long time before I got into this. So if you guys would find yourself struggling right now, all I can say is there's a way out. The information is presented before you. The information and the secret, all that is right here in front of you. It's just a matter of, do you really want to change your life, right? It really comes down to that. Are you really ready to change your life? Or are you just going to kind of stay where you're at, and because you find some kind of comfort in the somewhat of security with living paycheck to paycheck? So there is a better way, guys. Definitely, want to make sure that I express that to you today. Now, there are other opportunities out there that offer residual income, right? Okay, there are. There's very few, if any, that I know of that pay out 100% commissions. So there are some other benefits to joining National Wealth Center, other opportunities out there. So I do want to point some of those out. For one, National Wealth Center has a 20+ year track record of success. Been around the industry for a long time. We were founded by Peter Wolfing, who I just mentioned. And if you didn't get to see that webinar the other night, Thaddeus will get you the link to it. Incredible webinar to get to be able to hear from Peter himself. He'll tell you his story, where he came from. Incredible CEO, incredible person. And me and Thaddeus have had the opportunity to sit down and chat with him and meet him and shake his hand. Great guy. If you guys get a chance to do that, definitely recommend it. We have an insanely lucrative compensation plan here with National Wealth Center. Again, 100% commissions. You can't beat it. Like, you're not going to find a better comp plan on the internet. and that's a pretty bold statement, but I feel 100% sure of saying that, okay? Also, some things you're going to need, guys, when you do come on board, and this is a really simple roadmap that you guys are going to plug into if you decide to get started with National Wealth Center. You're going to need to take action. Again, I'm going to stress that enough. Take action. Don't be one of these people that come into the business and start planning things. Okay, that's one of my biggest pet peeves. Thaddeus knows what I'm talking about. There's these people that'll come on board and start planning. They're in like 3-4 weeks of the planning stage, and I'm like, when are you going to get started? We have everything right here in front of you. What are you planning for? So you don't need to do any planning. You just need to get on board and start getting into action. And we've got everything for you guys as far as training, marketing strategies. We're here to coach you. And if you have questions about anything along the way, we're more than happy to help you with any questions you have as well. But the key is getting started. That's the biggest hurdle right there. People stay on the fence looking at an opportunity for the longest time. And you wouldn't believe the amount of people I've talked to over the years who come to me a year down the road. They've watched maybe my videos or seen some marketing of mine. They've been on my list for a year. And they'll come to me and say, Brandon, I should have joined a year ago. I should have joined 2 years ago. I'm joining now. Don't give up a year. Don't give up 2 years, right? Get started and don't hesitate on it, all right? So you will be required to take action, and you will be required to follow some instructions. As long as you can do that, guys, and you have that drive or a why, you know, it's cliche in this industry to say you need to find out what your why is. Why are you doing this? What's so important to you that you're going to be successful in your business? Is it for, you know, your family? Is it for you want a retirement fund? Is it because you want to buy your dream car? Is it whatever? You just want more money. Whatever your why is, keep that at the forefront of what you're doing in your business. And you can't fail, okay? You can't fail because you have that you're focusing on, and you're not going to stop or let up until you reach your goals, okay? And then you should shoot beyond that, all right? So guys, I've been able to you know, accomplish some incredible things here. And I hope that me sharing my story with you and what I've been able to do, travel to over 30 countries in the last 2 years, buy my dream car, make more money than I ever thought, never clock in ever again. These are some things that I'm not bragging about, but I want to convey to you that this is available for you too. All right. I'm not some like rarity. I don't have some secret formula, right? I guess my secret formula is that I decided to take action. I decided to get started, and I decided to not have any excuses or reservations about it. So, guys, I would definitely recommend, if you're not on board with National Wealth Center yet, to go and review the information again, then get back with your referrer, if that's Thaddeus or whoever that is, reach out to them with any questions that you have, and then get started. Another thing I will mention here is that, because there's a lot of people that are new to the industry, and National Wealth Center might be their first opportunity they've come across. This might be their first foray into entrepreneurship, and that's perfect, okay? We have a system in place called Nmbc Thrive. Thaddeus can share some information about that as well later on. But we have a system in place called Nmbc Thrive that is like hands down the ultimate, the most complete system I've ever seen in the network marketing arena. And I'm biased because I was co-creator of it, but it is an incredible system, okay? And it's going to give you all the marketing strategies, training tools, and marketing and sales pages that you need to start marketing and building your National Wealth Center business. So we have that available for you if you guys are new to the industry. So I want to make sure you guys know that you're in a good place. And I truly feel that National Wealth Center is one of the best opportunities to really get on board with if you're new, because the entry price is low, okay? You know, it can be higher. And I definitely recommend getting all 3 monthly levels at a minimum if you can. But the entry level is low, the risk is extremely low, and the upside is huge, right? So we've got everything in place for you guys here to be successful. And now I know some people are already on board with National Wealth Center, and you might have some questions as far as, you know, what I've done or marketing strategies or stuff like that. So maybe, Thaddeus, if you want to, we could open up to some questions.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Let me see if I can unmute everyone right now. And guys, if I can't do it fast enough, unmute all. There we go. All right, guys, you are unmuted. And if you have any questions, now would be a great time to ask them. Take your time. Take your time.
People might have some in the chat as well. So
not good sucking them on your gas and stuff. So, yeah.
Okay, Dee Dee says her kids are always her why.
Right?
Brandon, I was wondering if you could say a little bit more about Nwc Thrive. I love Thrive, and I'm just getting in with it, and I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, sure thing. So Nmbc Thrive is
oh shoot.
Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I muted everybody, then unmuted you.
Okay, no problem. So Nmbc Thrive, here's where the thought process for me personally creating Nmbc Thrive, where that came from. I, again, had no experience in network marketing when I joined National Wealth Center, right? So my whole process of training people, helping people along the way over the last 4.5 years I've been in the business, I've always put the newbie first. I've always put the new person first, and kind of kept myself in the new, you know, in that frame of mind of, you know, what are people looking for when they're new to the business? What did I struggle with when I started? What, you know, what kind of process did I need in place that I didn't have? Because I didn't. Okay, I didn't have a process. And a lot of people ask me today, what was my daily action plan? I didn't have one. Okay, I'm a little more organized today. I have a to-do list. That's about the extent of it, and I have a schedule. But I didn't have a daily action plan. My daily action plan was to take action and just do the next thing to bring on more leads and to talk to more people and ultimately close more sales. And now it's gotten to where it's not even about that for me anymore. It's about just helping other people. And eventually you'll get to that point and you'll start to realize that the income is a byproduct of helping other people. So you'll start shifting your focus from your own financial goals, personal goals, whatever, to helping other people. And that's kind of how I've shifted. I know that's exactly what Thaddeus has done. So when I created Nmbc Thrive, I was really putting the new person first, because I knew that not only did the new people need a system in place to follow, to learn the marketing strategies, to have a sales system that would do all the work for them, or a lot of the work for them. But I also knew that the veterans of the industry, people like Thaddeus, need a system to plug people into, a system that they can trust, a system that works, that is going to help their members just take their business to the next level. Me as a team leader in network marketing, I look for that as well. Okay, so it's a perfect system. And let me give you some of, and I don't have any notes in front of me, but let me off the top of my head give you some idea of what's included with Nmbc Thrive. Okay, now keep in mind that most people in network marketing, if you join a business, you have to go to 5 or 6 different websites to get these resources. But with Nmbc Thrive, it's all in one place. You're going to get access to our training webinar we do every week, where we go over different marketing strategies. We give updates about the company, what's going on, and stay connected there. We have an opportunity call or opportunity webinar we do every single Sunday night, where you can bring on guests and let us do all the selling, telling, explaining for you, and then send those leads back to you to get signed up. Okay, we have a lot of people joining on Sunday night just because of that webinar. We also have all kinds of marketing tools like PowerPoint presentation, PDFs, flyers, drop card designs, business card designs. I'm going to miss out on a lot of stuff there. But we also have a lot of marketing strategies, and keeping in mind the new people, we've made sure that all of our marketing strategies are super simple. Okay, marketing strategies that anybody can use and duplicate with. Okay, some of them are free, some of them are paid, and thank you, Thaddeus, awesome. And some of them are more expensive, like postcards. But we have something in place for everybody, guys. All right, no matter what your budget is or what kind of time you have in your schedule to put into marketing. So we have everything for you guys there. Thank you. This is going to help me out a lot, actually. So under the training tab, you'll see that we have all kinds of different trainings we do. Some of these are pulled from our webinars that we do because they're just that good, and we want to share them with you guys. We have a 90-day action game plan to help you guys get in the right mental frame of mind to get your business set up fast from day one. One of the primary goals with Nmbc Thrive is to see you guys get into action, get into profit in the shortest window of time possible. So that's going to help you do that. So as you can see here, lots of different resources, guys. We also have 24/7 chat support. We have a private Facebook group as well. I mean, everything you could possibly need. And again, most people would have to go to a million places for this. Now, as you can see here, we also have the Thrive funnel. I don't know if you want to open that up there. Yeah. So we have the Thrive funnel. And this system, I mean, this is hands down the best. I've created multiple funnels over the years. This is the best funnel. And this came from recommendations, suggestions from other top leaders in the industry who have joined us in National Wealth Center. There's a whole group of people whose ideas went into this system, by the way. But we have multiple different capture pages and funnels you can use, whether you're wanting to market just the monthly levels. Click default under, yeah. If you're wanting to promote just the monthly levels or mostly the monthly product levels, then you choose one of our default capture pages to go with that funnel. Or we have our high ticket funnel if you guys are wanting to promote only the high ticket, because some people, they do come into the business and they just get the 250 or the 1,000 or 3,500 or 7,500. So this sales funnel here focuses only on the high tickets. So there's something for you guys as well. We also have some other stuff in there, 3-step funnel, and we also have branded sales pages if you want to add your own video to your sales page. Autoresponder built into it. And if you could open up, yeah, click on that first landing page right there, that branded sales page. on this page, this is one of the pages you can use that has a video on it. And if you scroll to the bottom, you'll see a place where you can actually input a video. It should be at the bottom near your name. Yeah, see, so if you go into your profile and add a Vimeo video, it'll actually show up there, which is really cool. It gives you a way to brand yourself and give a little introduction of who you are right there on your sales page. Also, you'll see here what popped up is a chat box. First time I've ever seen this, okay, in a network marketing sales funnel, is we have 24/7 chat support that are ready to help answer your questions, ready to help answer your leads questions, I should say. And this is going to take a lot of the work off of you. Plus, people are more likely, when they're on a page looking at the information, they're more likely to reach out then if somebody's offering to help them, than they would to say, close out this page, find your email, and then go email you, okay? So this is gonna help you keep more leads interested and get more people on board. What I've noticed is that our chat support does a lot of onboarding. I get to see all the chat transcripts, and our support team seems to be doing a lot of, hey, click the get started button below, fill out your information. Yeah, you got to do the captcha code. Blah, blah. So they do a lot of onboarding as well. So anyways, guys, just want to show you here, you have everything in place, right? No excuses whatsoever, to get to your success level, whatever that is. So you got all the different pages there, your contacts. Yeah, if you want to, well, no, don't do that because those are your contacts. But on the contacts page, you will see all of your leads. There's actually a contact resource management system inside of this. So you can actually make notes of your leads, okay? And again, there's a built-in follow-up email series, or if you want to use your own Aweber GetResponse, something like that, you can integrate that as well, okay? So you really have everything you could possibly need here with Thrive. Now, here's the kicker, guys. With a system like this, which I've never really seen a complete system like this, but let's just say just with a capture page system, you're going to spend $20 or $30 minimum a month for it, right? With Nmbc Thrive, we didn't really do this for profit. We really created this system so that our Nmbc members, me as the marketing director for National Wealth Center, my goal is to see people be able to market their business, right? And to see them be successful. So when I created this system, it wasn't profit driven. It was driven with the fact I wanted to make sure that anybody who came into the National Wealth Center business could get it, could get access to it. And that's why it's super cheap. Now, I don't want the price to fool you because it is a premium suite of tools. But the price is $15 a month, guys. Just 15 bucks a month, all right? And most people would pay $30, $40, $50 a month for just a couple of the things that are offered in this, all right? And again, you get it all under one roof. So I really like talking about Thrive, and I really want to encourage as many people as possible to get it because I know what a difference it's going to make in your business. And I get to see the stats. Like I get to see the numbers of people who are duplicating it now more than ever because of this system. Also, I know that National Wealth Center in general, the numbers just for National Wealth Center memberships has driven up exponentially just over the last 7 months since Thrive is launched. So it's a huge driving factor in people just getting started with the National Wealth Center business. And you might be wondering, well, why is that? It's because people want a system. People need a system in place. There's a few things people look at when they're joining an opportunity. They need to know that the company has a strong track record of success, which National Wealth Center does, 20 plus years. They need to know that the products are relevant products that people are going to want. We have relevant products no matter if people are it doesn't matter what demographic they come from, as long as they speak English, they can consume our products. And it's relevant to anyone, whether they're an entrepreneur, they're just looking for self-development, personal development, or if they're really wanting to get into how to grow their money. We've got products for everyone, right? Also, we have a compensation plan that's again, unbeatable. And the fourth thing is a system. People need to know that there's a system. So that's why our numbers have been driving up like crazy since we launched Nmbc Thrive, all right? So that is Nmbc Thrive. If anybody has questions about that, I'd be happy to answer any questions about the system, what you get. Oh,
actually, we do.
Yeah, go ahead.
Questions. Okay. First off, Brian Perryman says, thanks for being here, Brandon. He says, what have you found to be the best medium for acquiring quality leads for National Wealth Center?
That's a good question. That's the gold question.
Yes, it is.
That's the golden question. Everybody wants to know that answer. And the truth is, the best marketing strategy out there and I know you're not going to like this answer. Nobody does. The best marketing strategy is the one that you're consistent with and the one that's consistently bringing you on leads. So inside of Nmbc Thrive, we offer several marketing strategies ranging from free to cheap to expensive, okay? And some of them require more time, some require zero time, you just order it. Some of the best paid marketing strategies I can tell you right now are the solo ad co-op we have with Thrive, also our SMS marketing that's producing a lot of leads and a lot of sales each week. But I have people who only use Facebook. I have people who only use YouTube. And both of those are free. I've even got guys still using Craigslist and posting $5 ads and producing tons of signups. So it's not really for me to say what's going to work best for you. It's really going to be for you to plug in and start using some of our methods and getting comfortable with them. And my personal recommendation, if I can give you one, is to do a combination of free and paid. Because once you can tap into some free marketing, like start out with paid, okay? You need to get some leads coming in and sales coming in, right? Get your business going with some paid marketing, but start learning and start educating yourself and going through some training on how to build leads through social media. Facebook, Instagram is huge now, LinkedIn, video, YouTube. So if you start learning how to tap into the free strategies, you can have endless leads for life and never, ever pay a dime. So I recommend doing a combination and start getting traffic coming from multiple directions. That's been key for me. And unfortunately, I haven't done a whole lot of tracking over the years of, how many leads is Facebook producing? How many leads is YouTube producing? All I know is that they're all producing great leads, and I just drive massive traffic with content and with paid traffic.
Yes, thank you.
Question.
Thank you. It was a very, very good question. We have another question from Donald. He says, so is it really just about having daily leads coming in and checking out what you have consistently?
Yeah, I mean, you can there's definitely some things you can do to increase the amount of people who are actually signing up and paying. Okay, one of those, big one is following up with people. So you're going to close 30 to 40% more sales if you can get on the phone and follow up with people. This is something I was very hesitant about doing because I'd never done any kind of sales. I'd never done anything like that ever before. I just had never been required to do that in my life for a job or for anything.
Yeah.
And I'm also one of these people who don't, and I've done on stage meetings or talks and stuff like that. But I don't like doing them. I'm just not that kind of person. But about 3 months into the business, my sponsor told me that he said, what I've been doing is I've been calling people and I'm closing this many more sales just by calling people and just touching base with them. So I thought, well, I got to do that too. If he's doing it, let me get out of my comfort zone and start calling some people. And again, I was hesitant to do it because I thought that people were going to cuss me out or hang up or whatever. And yeah, want to fight me. Like, what are you doing calling me? But that couldn't be the furthest from the truth. When I started calling these people, they were elated. Like they were excited to hear from me. And the reason being is that, these people might have opted into 100 different things and nobody called them. So if you actually take the time to call them, it shows that you're a leader. It shows that you're really, truly there and you care about them. You're a mentor and you're on the other end of the phone if they need you. So it'll set yourself apart if you start getting on the phone with people. Obviously, you need to collect the phone number on the capture page. And we have, inside of Thrive, we have different capture pages, some with phone number, some without, depending on your preferences. But if you guys collect the phone number, then you can start calling some people and converting a lot more leads. All right. So that's one thing you can do. Now you can follow up by email or SMS. Some people do SMS, and that can work as well in your favor. Not quite as high as getting on the phone with people, but it works as well. So you can definitely improve the numbers. But the key thing, guys, and this was told to me early on, and because I think it's my first month, I called, I think it was like 3 weeks into the business. I texted or emailed my sponsor and said, I've got a lot of leads coming in, but I don't have any sales yet. And now today I hear that all the time. Like, because guys, it's not instant, right? This isn't get rich quick. Okay. You need to drive the traffic in and then the sales follow. So that's the difference between working a 9-to-5 job and network marketing. 9-to-5 job, you're trading your time for money right there on the spot, right? Or at least there's a week or two and they start paying you. With network marketing, you're putting in the effort for for tomorrow or for further down in the future. Then at a point, you've got money coming in that you didn't even work for if you have residual income with National Wealth Center. So the key thing, though, and what my sponsor told me is, he said in his reply to me, if you got leads coming in, you're doing what you need to do. And that was a hard pill to swallow for me because I wanted the money, all right? I wanted to see the monetary results from my efforts, but that takes time, okay? So just keep the traffic coming in, keep the leads coming in, keep building that list. It takes people between 6 to 10 touches before they decide that an opportunity or a product is for them. So keep that in mind. This isn't, get rich quick. They need to see your opportunity a few times. So let that follow-up sequence, those emails follow up for you. And you can also speed up the process yourself by following up with people.
Awesome. Great answer. Now, I think you probably answered a lot of this, but I'm going to go ahead because she asked the question anyway. And this is from Crystal Hofstetter, who is in National Wealth Center at the vault level. She is all the way in, and she is also in Thrive. She asks, which training is the number one to start with to get started ASAP so we don't get overwhelmed? What's the best source of advertising for newbies?
Well, here's the good thing. Everything inside of Nmbc Thrive works. So it's funny when I hear people say, and I know this isn't what you asked, but some people will ask me, I'm wanting to test out the SMS, or I'm wanting to test out whatever. And it's funny because you don't need to test out anything. It all works. It's just really choosing what's going to fit in your budget. And to get started fast, paid traffic. I mean, obviously that's the quickest way. I'll tell you a funny story real quick. When I got into National Wealth Center, I had this kind of plan in the back of my head because I had a list of, not a list, but I had a pretty big following. I don't know, 3,000 or 4,000 people on Twitter in a health related niche. Had nothing to do with business, financial stuff. But I had this little plan in the back of my head that when I got on board with National Wealth Center, I was going to make this quick video and I was going to post it on my Twitter account and I was going to instantly get like hundreds of sales. That backfired, okay? Not a single person joined me, all right? What I've learned from that, don't rely on friends, family, or anything else, okay? You don't need to do that for one. But what I learned is I needed to start driving some paid traffic and I needed to choose something that fit in my budget. So that's what I would recommend for you is to choose a paid marketing resource and one that you can do consistently. Like if you're on a kind of a shoestring budget, and I was, when I started, I'll admit I was on a really shoestring budget, $200-300 marketing budget a month when I started, which is kind of scary to think these days. But I was on a shoestring budget and I didn't have a whole lot of money to spend. And I was, doing different things. And at the time, I truly had to test things out because I didn't really have a plan in front of me or proven marketing strategies in front of me. I had to start testing some things out and spending some money. And some of it was a waste. Some of it wasn't. So what I would say, though, is choose something like, don't go with postcards if you're on a budget because postcards are expensive. All right. They're about 50 cents a card, depending on if you're having them do it for you or if you're printing them yourself. 35, 50 cents a card, I think, is actually about the cheapest you can get it. Okay. So that might not be a good choice if you're getting started in paid marketing. So our solo ad co-op is a great choice because it's very affordable. Our SMS blast is pretty affordable as well at $150 for a 2,000 blast. Those are some good options. There might be some other cheaper options in there. But choose something that's going to fit in your budget. And what I mean by that is something you can do consistently, at least bi-weekly, if not weekly. If you can't, like, for example, don't do 1,000 postcards and that's your whole budget for the month, right? Keep them coming consistently. So choose something that's cheaper or less expensive, I should say. I hate using the word cheap because it sounds cheap, but use something less expensive and do it more regularly. Okay.
Awesome. Good answer. Brian Perryman says that he has heard that shared email sequences, I guess he's talking about solo ads, can hurt you as prospects are on multiple lists. He says, with what you know now, if you were to create a sequence now from scratch, what would your template look like?
It'd be the one inside of Thrive because that's the one I created. Yeah. He's right, though. There are people on multiple lists, and some people may have opted into the same opportunity, same Thrive funnel, what have you. I still use the same, though. Okay. And it hasn't hurt me, I can tell you for certain. Okay. And furthermore, here's the cool thing about it. When people get started in the business, they let's say, for example, you're using the Thrive funnel system, and somebody opts into your site, they start getting your follow-up sequence, which is the built-in one that we have. And one of the reasons they join you is because they liked that email sequence, or they like that capture page or that sales page, and they want the exact same thing. So duplication is so important in this industry that having a replicated email follow-up like we have, or having replicated capture page, is actually a pro and not a con. Right. And I see people, and I've got some members right now who are, and we give you the option inside of the Thrive funnel to integrate your own email autoresponder or to create your own capture pages. We give you those options, and I've got members doing that, but what they're finding is that it's not duplicatable, because then they got to get their members to do the same thing, set up their autoresponder and all this stuff. And, Aweber makes it simple to duplicate a code, but, some things are not that easily duplicated. So I would try to steer clear of doing your own thing, your own custom thing, because it's going to be it's going to be a barrier of entry for your people. Good
Thanks
question.
so much, man. Thanks.
Awesome. Fantastic. And I don't have any more questions oh, wait a minute. Yes, we do. Okay. This is from Crystal. She says, what do you suggest we do with current leads we have to start dripping on them with Nwc Thrive? ?
Okay, good question. So I've had several people over the years come to me who have a list already somewhere, whether that's Aweber, Get Response, and they're wanting to get them opted in and getting the email follow-up and get them on their National Wealth Center list. So I completely understand where you're coming from. What I would recommend is creating an email for that list, giving them a few bullet points, not too much information, just enough information to tease them about National Wealth Center and what it has to offer. Don't give them the company name, okay? And then have them send them over to your Thrive capture page. You're going to need to get them to opt in though. With the Thrive funnel, we can't allow uploading leads because of the fact that if we did, then people will go out and purchase lists of 10,000 leads and start uploading them, and then our deliverability rate for our email would drop off the face of the earth. And that's the same reason why we don't allow you to edit the built-in email follow-up. But you can certainly get them to opt in. Not everybody will do it, but I definitely recommend it. I've done it myself over the years, and it's pretty simple. It's just going to reach out to them, and you might want to, if you're no longer in the business that you originally got them interested in, you might want to explain to them that, hey, maybe this business wasn't for you, and maybe you were looking for something that provides a little more freedom, a little more flexibility. Well, you might want to check this out because it's allowing me to earn monthly, ongoing, recurring income with very little effort or something like that, okay? And just give them a little tease and then say, check this out if that sounds like something you might be interested in. And get them over to your Thrive capture page, get them to opt in. Now they're on your list, and now you truly might have a better opportunity for them, because maybe, here's an example. I had a guy who was doing, I can't remember, it was 8-figure dream lifestyle or something he was doing. It was a very high ticket. And he came to me and said, I was doing a bunch of high ticket sales. I'm in National Wealth Center now, and it's a lower point of entry. I want to get these people interested, but I don't know if I can do that because originally they were looking at high ticket and stuff. So I helped him out and told him, look, let's get them interested. And here, it's easier to do this when it's two totally different programs, because you can say, hey, that one may not have been a good fit for you. What we got here is a lot different, cheaper, definitely lower risk versus reward. Check it out when you get some time. And he got a ton of people not only opted into his list, but people signed up, because some of these people had been, who knows, saving up for months to get into this other business, or it was way out of their reach. So it's pretty simple. You're not going to get everybody from your other list on the new one, but you can definitely do it.
Awesome. That is awesome. A lot of great questions. Does anyone else have any other questions? I don't see anything else in the chat room. If you do, please type it into the chat room or unmute your microphone. And I just wanted to take a minute to thank you, Brandon. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to come and share this valuable, life-changing information with our Residual Boss team. Brandon said, take action. That is one of the things that I want you guys to take away from what you heard and what you saw today is to take action. That is the biggest thing that will make the most difference in what you're doing, is to take action.
I do want to point out something real quick.
Absolutely.
Because yeah, that's vital. Like if I had not, here's what I'll say, guys. We are, we don't have forever in this life, right? We have a limited amount of time on this earth to make the most of it, right? Whether, you want to leave this earth and leave a legacy behind that your children can be proud of, or put them in a better place that you were when you growing up, or I don't care what it is, but we have a limited amount of time to really do what we want to do while we're here on this earth. So I'm thankful that I feel, I'm still kind of young. I'm 35, but I'm glad that at an early age, I'm starting to realize, and the older I get, the more I realize how short life is, right? I do wish I would have gotten on board at 20 and decided, or figured out that I could have done something different. We figure it out when we figure it out, right? And some of you guys, it doesn't matter if you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. I don't know. Time is still going by. It doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, when you figure it out. But our time here is so short. And if you think today, National Wealth Center sounds like a great opportunity, let me think on it a little bit, and a week goes by, and 2 weeks go by, another year goes by, 2 years go by, that's a large portion of your life that you wasted that could have been a lot different. I can't go back and change anything that I've done in my life, but I am thankful that I found another way, National Wealth Center, as early as I did, because I could have struggled a lot longer, right? I could have gone on and really, really struggled for a lot longer in life, but luckily I found this opportunity. And now, other people here on the webinar who are part of National Wealth Center, Thaddeus, myself, we get the great opportunity of sharing this with other people and helping them split off from that fork in the road, because you're at a fork in the road right now. I don't know if you know that or not. You guys who aren't on board with the business, you're at a fork in the road. You have a decision. You can keep doing what you're doing, or choose a better path, or an easier path, or a better path. Okay. So I hope, guys, we can convey to you today that time is of the essence. Our time here on earth is short. We have a limited amount of time to do what we want to do in life, and time is just going to keep on going by. So I hope you guys can take action quick. Okay.
Yeah, time is of the essence, and that is our most valuable resource. So use it wisely, guys. Take the advice of someone that has been down the path that is exactly where you were or where you may be, and has moved forward and got to the place where you may want to go. And in order to do that, you got to take action. If you're already in National Wealth Center and you're already in Thrive, that is absolutely fantastic. Take action to incrementally move forward. If you're not in National Wealth Center and you're not in Thrive, it's time for you to join. Take action. Do so today. Are there any more questions? Okay. Fantastic. If there are, feel free to reach out to us anytime. Once again, I want to thank you, Brandon, for taking your time to share with us in this expert knowledge. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. The replay will be available at residualbosses.com within the next hour. And thanks again, everyone. And we're going to end this meeting. We'll see you in the very next one. Peace.
Thanks, guys.